Hello, everyone at Lound Primary School and your fantastic teacher, Miss Peake. My name is Alistair Humphreys. I am an adventurer and an author of children's books like Great Adventurers, Against the Odds, The Girl Who Rode the Ocean, and The Boy Who Biked the World. Here I am. Welcome to my little shed where I write my books. I'm having a cup of tea. And right now, I'm supposed to be finishing writing my next children's book, which is called Secret News Reveal That the World Does Not Yet Know. The book is going to be called Canoe Adventure, and it sees Tom and Lucy teaming up and setting off on an adventure together to follow in the footsteps of two explorers called Lewis and Clark. But I haven't quite finished that book, and it's kind of hard, and therefore I am skiving doing that work by answering your fantastic questions. So thank you. Right, here we go. Question one, classic. Ugh. I spilled some tea on my jumper. Look at that. Sorry. Right, cut. Start again. Question one, classic question. Where did you go to the toilet? Well, going to the toilet is one of the most exciting things of any adventures. When you are on a rowing boat crossing the ocean, you have to use a very, very interesting technique called bucket and chuck it. When I was biking around the world, the special technique that I would prefer would be find yourself a nice bush to go behind and enjoy the view. Or if you're in a city, kind of hard to find the toilet sometimes when you're in a city. So the secret then is to find, and also some cities in some countries have disgusting toilets, like unbelievably disgusting, put you off your lunch toilets. So the secret to finding a good toilet in a city around the world is to find the poshest hotel you can. And then what you have to do is walk in the front door very confidently, as though you're like the king or queen of the country. Don't look at anyone. Don't say a word. Walk straight through. Go to the toilet. Walk out again. Boom. Always get away with that. Or if you can't find a fancy hotel, McDonald's. Not too bad toilets. But generally, oceans, bucket and chuck it. Rest of the world, find a bush and enjoy the view. Question two. How many countries have you visited? I think I've been to about 90 countries, something like that, which is quite a lot of countries. But there are there are about 200 countries in the world. So I've got a long, long way to go. You could travel your whole life and there will still be loads of places still to explore. Question three, what was your favorite country? Now, and then question four, what was your least favorite country? Now, these questions are both hard to answer. Least favorite country, I will go with first. It's kind of hard to say because honestly, any country in the world I find really interesting to visit. If you get a globe of the world, spin it, poke your finger into it. Where are we there? Cuba. Pretty much anywhere on the planet I would love to visit and explore. There's only a few little places that are probably too dangerous at any time, but even they have peace at other times and then become nice places. So everywhere is interesting to explore. So I won't say anywhere wasn't a favorite country, but I will say some countries are easier or harder than others. And I think the hardest country I found to cycle through when I was going around the world in many ways was Ethiopia. And I found that hard for several reasons. One, well, it's got very big mountains and very bad roads, so that makes it quite hard. But it's very, very beautiful. It's a fantastically beautiful country. Also, it's a very poor country. And it's hard, but important to see places in the world where people's lives are really, really hard, where people just don't have enough food or essential things like that. And so that's hard to see, but I think really important for us to always be aware of. And then the third reason Ethiopia was quite hard is because the little kids there, their favorite hobby was picking up stones and throwing them at me when I was cycling by, which is not funny, stop laughing, and not very nice. So I did find Ethiopia quite hard. My favorite country, it's also hard to answer because you like places for lots of different reasons. This country's got the nicest weather. This country's got the nicest food. This country's got the friendliest people. This country's got the best music. This country's got the best mountains. This country's got the best beaches. What do you mean by favorite? You need to ask a detailed question if you're going to get that answer out of me. Yeah, I like lots of places for lots of different reasons. And one part of what's your favorite country is to do with food, of course. So question 5 of what new cuisine, fancy word, what new cuisine, what food was your favorite to discover? Okay, so I'm going to go with the word discover there, by which I mean food that I didn't really know about until I got to that country. So I definitely include Ethiopia in that. I don't think I'd had an Ethiopian meal before. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find an Ethiopian restaurant in somewhere near Chapeltown. The food is spicy, very different, but I really, really liked it. If you're an adventurous eater, go explore an Ethiopian restaurant. Also, a country called Georgia in Central Asia. I really enjoyed the food there, and they had these lovely little flat cheese pastry things, somewhere between a pie and a pizza, called khachapuri, that people eat for breakfast. So imagine cheese on toast for breakfast. Oh, delicious. Speaking of which, it's nearly lunchtime now. What should I have for lunch? I'd love to get your suggestions, but unfortunately, it'll be too late. So I'll give you the answer. I will be having probably beans on toast, a classic. Love beans on toast. Thank you so much for reading my book. And most of all, I really hope it makes you start dreaming of adventures of your own. The world is big and wild, and there are adventures to be had everywhere. But you do not need to go all the way around the world to have an adventure. What places can you find within 10 minutes of your school or your house that you've never been to? Go and look around there, and you're being an explorer of the world. Good luck. Time for lunch.